Hello, my awesome friends. How are you today? This morning we are going to talk about money, one of my favorites. And we're going to talk about counting quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies. So this is the first time that we've counted all the coins together. Usually we pick dimes and nickels, or dimes and pennies, or quarters and nickels. But today we're going to kind of do them all together. And I'm super excited because like we talked about in class, we use money for a lot of things: to buy our groceries, to get gas, to go shopping, my favorite. But we use money in all sorts of things, and we use it in our daily life. So we've got to be able to count so that we can go and purchase these things and give our cashiers money. So after this lesson, you can even play cashiers or act like you're buying things, and that is good practice for you to be counting out money. But for right now, I am down on the floor so I can spread out, and so you can find a spot, whether it be your workspace or on the floor, wherever you would like to get. But you are going to need some coins. I need you to gather 10 pennies, 10 dimes, 10 nickels, and 8 quarters. And if you don't have that with you right now, pause the video and try and go gather those. If you can't find exactly that amount, bring what you can and we will make it work. All right? But if you do have your coins and you're ready to go, let's go ahead and get started. So before we do this, I want you to go ahead and sort out your coins like we would in class. Make a pile of your pennies, your dimes, your nickels, and your quarters. And as you're sorting them, and if you don't already have them sorted, then let's go ahead and sing our money song. We have a song for each of the coins, so let's review and sing those together. That way we are refreshed and we know the value of each coin and what the coins are. So I'm going to put one coin. Actually, I'm going to put two of each so you can see the heads and tail side, just like we do in our class, except we have our posters. So we will have to improvise, and that's okay. All right. So you should have your coins set up like this or somehow on your desk. And let's review by singing our money song. So we start with the penny first. We're going to say, penny, penny, easily spent, copper, brown, and worth 1 cent. So we know that the penny is worth 1 cent. When we count pennies, we count by 1. All right, next let's do our dime song. We say, dime, dime, little and thin, I remember you're worth 10. So now we know that when we are counting our dimes, we're counting by tens, and that's the little thin coin. Let's review by our nickels. We say, nickel, nickel, thick and fat, you're worth 5 cents, I know that. And so that's the other silver coin that's a little thicker and more, a little bigger than the dime, and that's worth 5 cents. And then the quarters. Let's sing our quarter song. We say, quarter, quarter, big and bold, you're worth 25, I've been told. So that is just to help us remember how much each coin is worth. So whenever we're counting, we know what we need to switch our brains to and count by those. So we know that 100 pennies make $1. We know 10 dimes make $1. And then we haven't talked about the nickels, and we will in a little bit. And we know 4 quarters make $1. And so sometimes these trick us, but remember our little chant that we say for our quarters when we count to 100. Remember, 100 is $1. So we say 25, 50, 75, $1. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get started with just doing some amounts on the board. So first, let's clear our workspace. And let's go ahead and count our coins together. So I want you to put 2 quarters, 1 dime. Let's do 2 pennies. Oh, I'm sorry, 2 dimes and 3 pennies on our board. Now, let me switch this around for us. So when we are counting, we always know this from doing it in previous times. When we count, we always start with the coin that is worth the most. not the coin that's the biggest or the smallest. We do the one that is worth the most. So in this case, we know our quarters are worth the most. So we're going to, whenever we're counting, I want you to push them to the right. That way we know we've already counted those. So count this with me. Here we go. You ready? 25, 50. Let's keep going. And then next, we're going to count by the coin that's worth the most again. So next we have the dimes. So I've got 50. Let's keep counting. Now switch and count by tens. 60, 70. All right, that's all my dimes. I'm not done. I still have to count the coins that's worth the most. So now I'm going to my nickels. I've got 70 over here. So let's start at 70 and count by fives. 75. Oop, and then we count by ones. 76, 77, 78. So if you remember from class, if I was writing 78 cents, I could write it like this. I could say 78 cents. Or another way I could write it is this way. It's the same way, but with my dollar symbol. Make sure you put your decimal there because this is where my cents is. All right, very good. Let's do it a different one. All right, let's put these back in the correct order so I don't mix them up. Keep those sorted. All right, perfect. Okay, so now I want you to be doing this with me, and you can pause along the way. I want you to show me, I need 1 quarter, 3 nickels, I need 2 dimes, and 5 pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's see how much money we have. First, we start counting with the biggest coin. You got it. So let's start with the biggest coin. The biggest coin, not the biggest coin, but the coin that is worth the most, which is my quarter. And I know quarters are worth 25, so let's start here. 25. Then the coin that is worth the most is my dimes. So let's start at 25 and count by tens, just like we would do on the hundreds chart. So I've got 25, 35, 45. Now I go find the coin that's worth the most, which is my nickels. I've got 45. And let's count by fives. 45, 50, 55, 60. So I've got 60, and I have pennies left, which means I need to count by ones. So keep 60 in your head, and let's keep counting. 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. I have 65 cents, or I can write it 0.65. Either way, I have 65 cents. All right, now, I think you get the idea. And if you want some more practice, I want you just to pick some coins out, put them on your board, and then count to see how much you have. But now, I want to talk just a little bit about how each person might have a different amount, showing it different ways. And so what I mean by that is if I'm at the store and the cashier tells me that I need 50 cents, and I say, oh my goodness, I don't have any quarters. I don't have 2 quarters to give her 50 cents. Well, there are other ways that I can show or give her 50 cents. So the easiest way with the coins that I would have to give her less amount of coins would be, we know, 2 quarters. 2 quarters are worth 50 cents. 25, 50. A different way I might show her, if I have a lot of dimes, I could use, how many dimes would I need to make 50 cents? I would need 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. They actually are the same amount, even though it looks like I have more dimes, and I do have more dimes, but dimes are worth 10 and quarters are worth 25. So both ways are 50 cents. Or I could use different ways. What if I don't have all these dimes? I could use, let's say I only have 3 dimes, but I have nickels. So I have 10, 20, 30, and then I can count by fives. 35, 40, 45, 50. So this is a different way that I can show 50 cents. Or If I have just a lot of pennies and I have 50 pennies, then I could give her 50 cents that way. Either way would work. So hopefully this was a little helpful for your money warm up. On your sheet today, you will be practicing counting the different coins combined together. So before you start, make sure that you are working with some money, singing your songs, and hopefully this video was helpful to you. All right, guys, I will see you later. Good luck today. Have fun. Bye-bye.